Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my house. Why am I going to do that? Because this week's parsha we have two parshas, Achrei and Kedoshim. They both speak to the theme of Kedoshim, being holy. What does it mean to be holy? A Jew can do mitzvahs, a Jew can study Torah, a Jew can be kind, but what does it mean to be holy? Our sages teach us that to be holy means to infuse everything we do in life, from the most mundane things like eating and drinking, to doing business, our interactions with others, infuse them with holiness. Make them have a Yiddish taste, lift them up. And that is the theme of the Parsha, Kedoshim, make things holy. This idea is important today more than ever. Usually, in other times, you could go to shul, the synagogue to pray. You can get together with other Jews in the community, take out the Torah. A lot of our religious life in regular times is when we go out in the synagogue. Today, we're not going out to celebrate together in the shul, bar mitzvahs, weddings. We're staying home a lot. But here's what the Parsha tells us. You can make your home. We're empowered to take our home, the simple things we do every day, and make them holy. Therefore, I'm going to take you in for a tour of my house, and we'll see. How do you make your house holy? What makes a Jewish home different than any other home? So let's go. We're going to start with, of course, the front door. The mezuzah. Let's see the mezuzah. As you come to any Jewish home, the first thing you notice is a mezuzah. A mezuzah on the front door. The mezuzah is there to announce this is a Jewish home. This is a place where God is welcome. The mezuzah is there as God's presence when we go in and when we come out. There are 3 letters over here on the mezuzah, and that's why there's a big shin always on a mezuzah case. Because just under that there's 3 letters. Shin Daled Yud. Shin Daled Yud is one of God's names, Shaddai. But it's also an acronym for Shomer Dalsas Yisrael. You put in the mezuzah to remind us that God watches over the doors of Israel. Let's go inside. In addition to having a mezuzah on the front door, a Yiddish home has mezuzahs on all the different doors. Over here we have the mezuzah on the entrance to the living room. We have mezuzahs on the children's bedrooms. Really every door in the house should have a mezuzah. Wherever you're going, you're coming and going, you're passing a mezuzah. Over here you'll notice that I don't have a mezuzah case. I want people to be able to see the mezuzah scroll, and it's just covered in a little plastic. Let's move on. You come into my living room, you see there's a lot of Sfarim, a lot of Jewish books. The Rebbe, Lubavitch Rebbe, had a campaign called Bayit Malei Sfarim. Fill your home up with Jewish books. Hebrew books, English books. Over here I have a mixture. Surround yourself with Torah. You have the presence of Torah in your home. Coronavirus hits and you don't know what to do. You always have a sefer, a holy book, a Torah, a Bible, Jewish insight to pull out and inspire you. What else do we have in a Jewish home? Well, let's think about the art for a moment. As we go on over here, you might like this art or not, but you have some Jewish art. You're surrounding yourself with Jewish themes, Jewish art, as well as over here, if you go around, I have pictures, in this case, pictures of the Rebbe, pictures of holy people. This gives an environment of the home that you're surrounded with holiness, Jewish art, holy people. What else do you have in a Jewish home? Judaica. So over here, the table, the dining room is already set for Shabbos. But every day, you have somehow the Shabbos candles displayed somewhere nice. You also have a Kiddush cup. These are things that every Jewish home has, but you have them out somewhere that we can see. Let's go. What other Judaica do we have? You go over here into the silver cabinet. You have my beautiful menorah that Chana got for me when we got married. Some of the menorahs of the children. You have over here the besamim, the spices that we use at the end of Shabbos. We have some honey dishes. So someone comes into this room, you can feel the Yiddishkeit, you can feel Jewish traditions, you can feel different elements of Judaica. Of course, the foundation of the Jewish home is the people in the home, including the Yiddish Kinderlach. Optional is how we have it over here. A lot of nice Jewish children, including this new young man who's a month old, Chaim Aryeh. Some of the other ones out over here, you get a view of.
Part of it and it becomes bigger.
Very busy over here.
How is that possible? You have the same amount.
Of course, the main action of a kosher home, of a Jewish home, is in the kitchen. It's Friday, so Chana baked over here some delicious challah. If only you can smell the challah through the video. But what's in the kosher kitchen? A Jewish kitchen was one that is kosher. Separate meat and dairy. I'm going to show you a little bit over here. You can see we have the fleishig, the meat stove oven, and we have the milchig, the dairy one. As well, there's two separate. There's this sink over here, separate sink for the meat, and another sink over here for dairy. The kitchen is a place where you're cooking for Shabbos, you're cooking for Rosh Hashanah, you're cooking for Pesach. Jewish life happens in the aroma of the kitchen. Here's an interesting fun fact. So, this is called kosher salt. What makes salt kosher? So, of course, everything needs to have a kosher certification, the OU, the OK, all different kosher certifications. But why is this big kosher salt? What about other salt that has the kosher certification? So here's a fun fact. I don't know if you knew this. Kosher salt is thick salt, coarse salt. Because back in the day when people would shecht and clean the chickens themselves, in order to make the chicken kosher, you had to get rid of all the blood. And the way to do that was with thick, coarse salt. So you salted the chicken, then you rinsed it to make it kosher. That's where it gained the name kosher. It used to be called kosher ring salt. That they used the salt for koshering, the thick salt, and then it just stayed with the name kosher salt. Here's something interesting. If you come over here, you take a look, you'll see I have a tzedakah box in the kitchen. So of course a Jewish home will have some tzedakah boxes. But the Rebbe instituted that in the kitchen, on the wall, nailed into the wall, there should be this Jewish object, the tzedakah box. Before you cook, after you cook, before you eat, you put in a coin in the pushka, elevating the whole experience of the food, the eating, and the cooking. David Melech Yisrael, Chai Chai v'Kayam. Of course, a Jewish home is a home filled with joy, with happiness. And that's also important. What music do you play in your home? What are the voices you hear? Good Israeli music. What's your favorite Jewish singer? Right? You want to have a place of joy, of happiness, and of course of shalom bayis, peace in the home. Have a wonderful Shabbos. That's the theme of this week's Parsha Kedoshim. Make your home into a holy place. The most simple things, infuse them with holiness, with godliness. Shabbat shalom.